market. The others have mentioned lots of great economic opportunities that we do have. But if we can build the type of city that will attract people to want to move and live here, a lot of people now work from their homes with technology. We also can be developing software. We can also look at manufacturing. Why aren't we building solar panels right here on the island where we can sell? So we build towards using green technology, but also when it was mentioned about attracting seniors, and by the way, a definition of a senior is 55 and older, so I think most of us fit in that category. When we attract, for every 100 new seniors that move to our city and retire, generates 2.75 million in economic activity. It is one of the areas in which we can work as a city to make sure people come here. But we have to be the type of city that attracts people to invest in us. That means we need green spaces. That means we need public water. That means we need to be a community that is safe and secure and healthy for everyone. Build it and they will come.
Have we strayed off the topic?
It's a large topic today.
Well, I worked hard on the new framework for the Economic Development Commission to involve business, the community, even the young professionals that are involved now, and the new paradigm for it because of that economic downfall in 2008. If we want to do sustainable things, they have to come from human-based things, that communication, the skills we have, intellectual development. We can do food, agriculture, fisheries, and aquaculture, clean, sustainable, environmentally sensitive aquaculture. We need to supply proteins to the world. Like Rob said, a lot of things. We have to do community planning. We can sell building green to the rest of the world with our wood products and things. We need to add value to it. Energy and transportation. Forestry is huge. I worked in the forestry industry for years, and we have to add value. How do we add value to something? What does it mean? A farmer, he takes grass, puts it into a cow, he makes cheese, he makes milk, he makes yogurt. They add value to things. We take our wood products. I don't want to see our Indian bands shipping logs overseas raw. I don't want to see any of us shipping stuff that we have to produce.
Okay.
One more thing. We have billions of dollars of assets in our community that we have to learn how to make them the best, most sustainable assets we have and teach the rest of the world how to keep the water clean, how to keep our food clean. That's important to me. Our health is hugely important based on economic development.
Okay, maybe we could expand on that because that's something that the community associations have pointed to as an issue here to talk about when it comes to economic development. How do you balance that? The social costs, the environmental costs with the kind of industry companies that are going to come into this community. How do you balance that?
Well, you balance it by making sure that the economic development that you create ties into both of those industries. So when you're talking environmental, you're talking building an economy based on new green technology, not going back, like we said, of the value-added resources, by taking the resources that we have and making sure they stay within our community. The problem with the world is we became too global. We need to look after ourselves here. We need to produce. We need to have that production right here in our own communities.
But were your mills efficient enough to do that? Wasn't that part of the problem?
Well, you look at more than just the mills and the fishing. You also look at technology. You look at software. You look at manufacturing. You look at supporting the small businesses. You also look with partnering and lobbying your provincial and your senior federal governments to make sure that we're getting the infrastructure funding and those type of stimulus to create economy.
Over to Chris on this balancing of social costs and environment.
I think Jim's next.
Well, just a real quick one on that. What we have to do is recognize the things that are not sustainable, things that use energy in a non-renewable way, things that have overcapacity. So we're removing the capacity for that energy source to reuse itself. Identifying what is not sustainable and working on sustainability. We sometimes always talk about the good sustainability. Let's look at the bad stuff, the stuff that doesn't work.
One of the first priorities I'm going to make when I get into City Council is developing a vision plan. A vision plan with a consultation of every single one of you. And that plan is going to have priorities economically, socially, environmentally, and governmentally. And it's going to encompass them all. We need goals for our government, we need goals for our economy, we need goals for our society, and we need goals for the environment. And if we want to plan properly, we need to look at this plan, we need to implement it and follow it.
It's a difficult juggling act. How do you do that?
I just want to add...
Actually, I'll go to Jeet next, please.
Thanks, Danny. Well, it's a balancing act. We need the social programs, and for that, you need to have economic development. Economic development doesn't mean that's building buildings, doesn't mean building roads, but also means building green projects. There are so many green projects that out there that are creating jobs for BC, for Nanaimo. So we need to look at what kind of projects that are fit into our environment with the green initiative and also creating jobs at the same time.
Are they mega projects, or are they low-wage jobs through call centers? What kind of new jobs do you see in Nanaimo?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, film industry. Most of those jobs relating to tourism. Tourism is huge for Nanaimo, and we are, again, situated in one of the best parts of the world. So having a tourism, having the film industry, having a high-tech software development companies based here in Nanaimo, which are environmental friendly.
Please, did you want to pick up on that idea of what kind of jobs those are going to be?
Well, I just wanted to talk about, when we talk about investing, somehow we always talk about investing on something that's a building, but what we could be investing is in social infrastructure. We need to be looking after the citizens, and there is good jobs in healthcare, and there is good jobs in education, and I think this is what we can expand on as well, which fits in with social.
And one other thing we need to be doing a better job is in investing in our children. We need to be teaching them how to think for themselves, how to become entrepreneurs, to be innovative, and be the leaders of the future. I mean, our children are our future, and they need to be taught how to become their own boss. Let's face it, small businesses is what makes up our economy these days. And so we need to do a way better job of teaching them to be independent thinkers.
I appreciate the fact that we have to get the kids involved, and the young professionals in Nanaimo is phenomenal, going out to the schools now, but we simply have to change what we think too. We're strapping kids with billions of dollars of debts in massive infrastructure problems, in things that are coming where we're looking for solutions. We've got to change how we think about adding debt to the children of the future too. So a council doesn't always create employment, but creates policies that encourage employment. Policies based on those triple bottom line, environment, economy, and social equity. And the fourth one now that really is important, the cost of governance.
We're down to
and how it goes to business.
We're down to about our last minute now.
If you want people to come here and invest, you want companies to come here and invest, you have to eliminate their startup costs. That's free tenor, that's low taxes, stuff like that. You don't have to spend $2 to $3 million on hiring a corporate entity to do your research. We could use that money, that's our tax money. Startup incentives. If a company wants to come here and they don't have any startup bills, they'll come.
Jeet, final word on this.
I just want to expand on what Danny had just mentioned about the healthcare, and those are high-paying jobs, and we have a lot of seniors, people that are retiring from the other parts of the country coming here, and I think that's another sector that we need to look at, and those jobs in the healthcare and the hospitals and in the homes, long-term homes, they are high, good-paying jobs, so we need to look at that as well.
May the bounty come to Nanaimo. Thank you so much to the candidates.